Welcome, everyone.
Okay, yeah. Hello, everyone. Yeah, hello, everyone. I'm very happy to start our new season of events, virtual events for the Holland Alumni Network in the Netherlands. And so it's great to have a group of young and dynamic women lead this session tonight. But before that, for those of you who are joining us for the first time, the Holland Alumni Network in the Netherlands is the association for international students and alumni residing in the Netherlands. And we focus primarily on international talent and facilitating career development and professional development. And now that we've also gone virtual, we sometimes do sessions on personal development as well. So, so anyway, we're happy to have you. And now I'd like to introduce Maria Lucia Bermudez, who is our community leader for entrepreneurship. And she will be leading the interview with our guest tonight. And she'll also be doing the introduction of our guest. So I'll give this space to you, Maria. It's all yours.
Thank you, Sandra. I'm really excited because now we're back on track. Everybody's back to work or back to studies, and this is the perfect time to talk about this topic, to talk about how to kickstart your career, what is next, basically.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
and we're going to be focusing on this type of topics, from now on. So,
Right.
by the end of this event, I'm going to invite you what we're going to do next, but the most important thing is that we want to really add value. We really want to talk about things that are relevant, and I'm saying that from a place of everybody has been through thousands of events right now. So we want to keep it, straightforward and really make something interactive out of it. So if you're watching now, or if you're going to watch this video later, please add your questions and any comments or any suggestions on future topics via the comment box. And that's it. I think that's the wrap up. We can get started. I'm really excited because today we have two amazing women joining us.
Exactly.
On this relevant topic. So thank you, Sandra, for the introduction. I'm going to introduce you to Kerrie and Sol right now. Yes, there you are. So we are many.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome, Sol and Kerrie. I thought about doing a whole introduction myself, but I think that it's better that you tell us a little bit of who you are, where are you based, and why this event, why is this event really connecting with what you do? So maybe Kerrie can start and then Sol.
Okay. Thank you, Maria. Well, hello, everybody. It's great to be here with you this evening. So I help women in particular, but I help all people who are desperate to change career and find something that is more fulfilling, something that's going to make them happy and allow them to thrive in all aspects of their life. I quit my corporate job about 5 years ago because I was fed up with people not being happy at work. Life is short and you need to make the most of it. And I realized that the reason people were moaning at me at work was because they didn't actually know how to find that career. So I thought, hey, this is an opportunity. I can go out there and show people how to figure out what will work for them, how to test it, and then how to make that move with confidence, because I've been there and I've done it. So that's me.
Great.
Been there, done that, always works.
Definitely. Well, I completely agree with you, Kerrie. That's exactly why I'm here, because for me, I'm passionate about helping people and making a real impact on their lives. That's why I focus my career in well-being. I was like you exactly, HR career. And 2 years ago, I decided to kickstart my path from a different perspective. And that's why I started my own business with my friend and business partner. So it's been great for us. And I would like to share with many people, probably the most important things that we've learned, particularly today, about their CV, the importance of LinkedIn, how to get ready for a job interview on different aspects that are part of our life, and it's better if we share and grow together. So thank you very much for the invitation. I'm Colombian, but I'm living in the UK at the moment. So yeah, happy to be here in Europe sharing with these beautiful ladies. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sol. Well, we have 25 minutes in total, so I hope that we can get things done. Yes, right now we're going to go like this. So we are first going to talk about it, about different things, really career related with Kerrie. And afterwards, we're going to talk more about, everything that you described right now, the well-being, the how to approach many things from scratch with Sol. And of course, we are watching you people. So please post your questions via comments. You can just hop on, hop off, and integrate everything into a really nice interactive place. Yeah. This is a coffee break, so you can say a tea break, maybe from UK. I'm still in Colombia. Yes. You can see the mountains right there. Also Colombian, living in the Netherlands, now with mountains in Bogota. And I'm grabbing some tea just to honor you. Normally. So let's get started. Kerrie, and I see you soon, Sol and Sandra. Okay? So, hi.
Hello.
I see you like a little bit more zoom in, this is Kerrie.
I know. The spotlight is on.
That's it. So let's talk about career, yeah? So career path, what aspects are the most relevant when defining your career path, like where to go?
Yeah. So the very first thing I always do with any client is we take a step back. So automatically people will reach to write the CV or do their LinkedIn profile, but there's important steps you need to take beforehand. And the very, very first one is to think about what you want for your future self. And that's not just work, but your whole life. So what's that vision you have for yourself? And there's three sort of questions that you can use to help conjure up that vision. The first one being like, who do I want to be? And that's like, who do I want to be in terms of my professional career as well as my personal? So it might be, I want to be the most important person in the room. I want to be an expert. I want to be behind the scenes making things happen. I want to be a mum. I want to be a dad. I want to be a partner. So it's creating all those visions for yourself and writing them down. The second question then is to think about, okay, well, what do I want to be able to have? And that can be tangible things as well as non-tangible things. So it may be, okay, I want to have no mortgage, no debts by the time I'm 50. I want to have a family. I want to have holidays in exotic places each year. I want to have the autonomy to choose what I want to do. Again, list them, write them down. And then the third one is, what do I want to be able to do? So it might be a case of, I want to be able to take 3 months off a year. I want to retire when I'm 50. Conjure up all these things for yourself, because that creates almost like your test paper. And so every time an opportunity comes up for you, you're considering something. Your test question then is, does it take me closer to this vision I have for myself? And if it doesn't, then potentially it's not the right move for you, because you're not going to be happier. You're not going to be getting closer to what you want to do. So the very, very first thing, I have more, but the very first thing is to look at that future vision that you have for yourself. Okay. Step one. Step two, I'll keep it short, promise. Step two is then, instead of trying to think of all these careers, flip it. And you're going to flip it around and you're going to look at the inputs. So these are things like skills. What am I interested in? What type of people do I need to surround myself with in order to thrive? What's the right environment for me? When do I sort of feel at my best? And then to think about things like geography and the financial piece as well, because let's face it, we all need to pay our bills. And, it is important. We'd like to make out we don't need to earn, but reality hits us. Now, out of those two, the first ones that are most important are the skills and what interests you. So you're looking at your skills. We talk about transferable skills, but one of the biggest mistakes I see people making is that instead of thinking about, they focus on transferable skills that they think they're good at. And that's great, but you want skills that you enjoy using, because you want to spend more of the time at work doing things you enjoy doing if you want to be happier.
Of course.
So you can look at your personal life, you can look at your current job, you can look at any jobs you've done in the past, what you're studying. There's lots of skills that you are using, and look at them and think, what ones interest me? And then think about interest areas, things that grab your attention. Some people will talk about passion, but that's a strong word. Take it down a level. Think about, what am I enthusiastic about? What am I interested in? And then the thing is to think about, where do the skills and where do my areas of interest come together? Because that is potentially where your ideal career path is, a combination of where you're going to find your skills and where you're going to find areas that are of interest to you. And then you go out and test.
And then boom,
Yeah.
magic happens. Well, you have said so many good things. I can say some keywords like big picture. Yeah, not like job. What do you want in life? Second, write things down. Really important. Visualize that. And the third one, matching, your skills and everything that you have learned with what you're looking for over there, like job market, even entrepreneurship, whatever you want needs to match who you are and what you have learned within your own path, right? So,
yeah.
Give me something. I was trying to take some notes. But
very good.
I like those keywords. Like, let's go more like in depth into how to find those job opportunities that match, that profile that you already defined by following those steps that you just mentioned.
So I would suggest you take your top skills, say 5 top skills that you enjoy the most. Take 3 areas that are of interest to you that you would potentially like to explore more, and go out to people. And when I say go out to people, it's friends, it's family, it's your, it's a neighbor plus one, as many people as possible that you feel comfortable asking the question. And the question is, when you see these list of skills, when you see these list of interests, what careers come up for you, and give them permission to be as wild as they want. Yeah. And what happens is, if you try and figure it out in your own brain, you can only work with certain things that you've experienced, that you've had exposure to. And there will be jobs that you've forgotten about. Okay, so there's only so many things you can contain in this beautiful head at any one time. So by going out and asking other people, you're using their brain power. Okay, you're getting them to come with a different perspective and to say, hey, have you thought about this? Now, when these come back, you got to notice how it feels with you. So there will be certain things that your body will get excited about. You'll feel those butterflies. You'll be like, whoa. And there will be other ones that you'll go, no way, no way. Okay, ditch those. But the ones that you feel excited about, that you're like, yeah, hold on to that moment. Okay, quickly, the inner critic will creep in and go, you can't do that. No, you can't earn enough doing that. No, you can't set up your own business. The inner critic is just being there to protect you. And all it's doing is saying, hey, you haven't done this before, so it might be a little bit different than what you're used to. Just for now, thank it. Say, thank you very much. I know I haven't done this before. And just go and explore. And by exploring, it's going and finding people who work in that area, or going on seminars where people are talking about that subject, or looking at free training, looking at ways about finding out more about what this job entails, because you're going to have all these assumptions, and what you need to do is check those assumptions and collect facts instead. So it's taking the skills, taking the interest areas and saying, where do they come together? Going out, asking people, those that resonate with you, you go and explore, you go and test, and find ways of trying them on without making any risky decision, and seeing how it continues to feel with you, thinking about the competency side of things and finding out about the earning potential too.
And allowing yourself to be surprised, maybe some people say, Maria, you can be a good DJ. I'm like, DJ? Wow, I'm in.
Well, I'll give you an example. I had a lady who, she'd worked in the police. She'd worked in financial services and compliance and investigation. So she had really, really strong investigation skills that she loved using. Her interests were around animal welfare. Mm-hmm. One of her contacts came back and said, pet detective. She didn't even know that job existed. She then went and explored and found out about it, and she's now slowly building a pet detective business.
Oh my God. Please connect me with her. It sounds amazing. Pet detective. Yeah, that's really cool. I want to have her business card. Yeah, so it's true. Like right now, we you lead us properly through the way of understanding who we are, putting ourselves out there, allowing other people to provide us that feedback that I'm sure that it's going to surprise us. Yeah. And after that, thinking about the employers, so, okay, now I'm going to do this exploration. Let's see what to look for when looking for your future employer's profile, because of course that also has to be a match, right?
Yeah. And the thing with employers is when you look at the website, it will say all these lovely, lovely words. Okay. Now, some of that will be true, but there's also some of that is aspirational. It's what they want to be. And then in reality, there is going to be something a little bit different that might be a little bit further away. Mm-hmm. So yes, do your research, look at things like Glassdoor and stuff. But the best thing you can do is to go back to that future vision checklist you created and look at how you can test specifics there. So there will be things that will have come out around, I want to work with these type of people. There will be things around, I want to work for an organization that allows me to have a family life as well, allows me to have some balance. There will be things that come out maybe about career progression and training. So go back to that vision and see and sort of ask yourself, what do I need to find out from this employer to satisfy that? And then you can do that through the interview process, through using your network, because your network is so, so powerful, and finding people who perhaps have worked there in the past or currently work there. And it's like, what's it really like to work there? What are their family policies really like? And do your due diligence, really kind of like check it out. So there's nothing better than firsthand experience in the interview process, checking the people that you're going to work with, making sure you get to meet them, getting that opportunity to walk around the office so you can feel if it's going to work for you, if it's light and breezy, if, the desk area, is it somewhere that I can actually concentrate and get work done? And then sort of get into the behind the scenes, trying to find ways of connecting so you can find out more and more and more. Remember, the interview process is two-way, although we always focus more on pleasing the interviewer, the hiring manager. Also, though, remember that section where they say to you, and any questions you have, use it to really check and tick your boxes off and get clarity, and go with your gut. Your gut is your moral compass. It's going to tell you what to do.
Boom. Amen.
A lot there. Sorry.
You know what is right for you. And sometimes we just listen to other people, or listen to, websites or amazing copywriters behind the website, selling the idea that this is right for you. But in the end, it's about really focusing on, making decisions based on facts, and getting the full picture of what that company or what is the employer really about, what do they really care about, and how that is translated into day-to-day, into practice, not into a nice, PDF or something in a wall or something like that. right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it can be really hard because if it's like, you know, you're desperate to get into an industry, or you need to start earning money, it can be really, really hard to be tempted by something. But, you know, just go in with your eyes fully open and be honest with yourself. And if you need to take it, you need to take it, but just be aware of what potentially could not be a fit for you, so that you can try and mitigate it as you get your foot in the door and work through things.
Perfect. Great insights. Thank you for that. We are going to make magic here, because we have also Sol like coming down with the whole, practicalities like CV and interview, and then how to land it. But basically, I really like that you gave us, those insights on the fundamentals, on what is really important before even putting yourself out there to find the job, like defining things that are really important for you to have clear, so you have this selection criteria and the way of understanding how to go around it. Because of course there's thousands of employers, and there's millions of employers, and also people looking for jobs and changing positions constantly. And that's something that we're also going to be talking about later, about the future of work and how things are moving really fast. So it's good to have that clarity for your own peace of mind, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you, Kerrie. I see you later. Then let's go with Sol.
Okay.
Thank you. So calling Sol Martinez. Hey, hi.
Hello, everyone. Hello again.
Yes. Well, I think that Kerrie gave us a really good, energizing, big and clear picture on what to think about, right?
Amazing. And it's perfect to actually connect with these practicalities, like you said, because the basic is to have clear what you want. Once you get to that perfect point, where ideally we all should be, we have to remember that our CV is the selling point, right? So it's important to explore a bit more those mistakes that we usually have when doing.
We normally have this combo, like your CV, your cover letter, and of course, right now it's a reality, your LinkedIn profile, right?
Exactly.
So when we have this, there's like, okay, people are not going to talk to me and grab a coffee and see how amazing I am. They're going to see this first and then say, maybe she's amazing. Let's connect, or let's give her a chance, right?
Yeah.
So let's break it down.
Completely agree with you.
The must-haves when we have these specific three, elements of within the whole recruitment process and within the whole applying application process.
Perfect. I would like to start with the CV, because like you said, it's usually the starting point. So it's a well-selling tool. That's why it's very important to focus on it, because in the past we used to have a CV really like full of details, really long, with reference, with hobbies, different information that is not longer important. So now, we need to be as much concise as possible, and remember that our CV is adaptable and unique. Why? Because we cannot have the same CV for every job that we are applying for. And this is very important because usually, including me, I used to have one CV and applying to different jobs, but actually that's a mistake because effectively every role is different. So first of all, we have to understand what is the role, what are the requirements of that role, the context of the company, because like Kerrie said, it's important for us to understand if our values are aligned to the values of that company. If I don't know, I don't like to smoke and the opportunity is with a company that produces cigarettes, probably my values are not aligned with their values, and this is just a basic sample, but it's important to have that research before. Okay. Then once you have all the requirements of the role, it's important to write down how can I add value. Because what the recruiter is looking for is a solution. So she or he has a problem, a role to fulfill. So we need to find how we're going to add value and solve their problem. Starting from there is when we write our profile. what are my skills, what are the expertise that applies to this role, and what are actually my interests in this company. So it's very specific. The more specific you are, the more impact you make in your profile. Then you have your career history. That for some people can be a bit tricky, particularly for students that have been just graduated. So my recommendation is to focus on skills. So if you don't have the experience, the work experience, you can show show a little bit of evidence through your projects. For instance, if you lead a project at the university, if you had been volunteering, all of these things can be actually evidence in your CV. So it's important to adapt the CV to show the best of you and how you can contribute to that position. Right. Then the education, of course, is very important to put it there next. And finally, to check the whole context. So if that you don't miss anything, but you don't put much. So here applies that phrase that less is more. Yes, here is very important. Just put the necessary, the most important, the keywords, because that is what the recruiter is looking for. My second big advice is optimize your CV. And this has to do something with the format. So we've seen different creative new designs, but they are not too practical. So we need to be careful, unless you are a designer, because of course, if you are a designer, we expect a very creative CV. But for most of us, it's better to keep it clear, concise, with titles, spaces, a good type, traditional type of font, just to keep it clear for the recruiter. And also because of the ATS, which are the applicant tracking systems. I don't know if you have heard of them, but they are basically what companies use at the moment. So are systems that track the CVs to prioritize them in a way. And then they pass to a person, to the recruiter. So it's important that we underline the keywords, because the tracking system is a system. So it's going to pick up.
How does it work? I never heard about this. So it's like a scanner? Make it sound like it's something like something, not a somebody. So what is that something doing?
Exactly. It's a system that tracks your CV and check how the CV is aligned with the role that the recruiter is looking for and the match. So the match is given in percentage. So you can have the best skills, you can be the best candidate. But if your CV is too complicated for the system is not going to show it any match.
We're talking about like big corporates or big, multinationals that use this system to sort out all the applications.
And it's very common because for one position, you can receive more than 1,000 CVs. So it's important to bear that in mind and be as specific as possible. A bit of advice here is try to use the same words that they use in the role description. So if they said specific system, Excel, Microsoft Office, whatever, try to use the same in the description of your CV to make it more. Okay.
Cool, clear. And we have like 2 minutes to go. So,
okay.
So we can focus now on, of course, we have the keywords aligned to the job description and also, your skill sets and everything that you need to have to stand out, And maybe, after this event, I'm going to post also our free call available so we can do the CV check and everything by Sol. And you can just take a further one-on-one discussion. But right now, let's talk about, okay, I'm set. I have my CV. They call me for an interview. What to take into account? How to prepare for that job interview aligned with what I have defined that are my career goals, like Kerrie was suggesting us before to have a course prepared.
We are there in that point. So the interview has a before, during, and after process. So the before is really important, again, to research about the company, to be able to prepare those questions that Kerrie was referring to. So we need to know where are we going, right? And prepare possible questions, because those questions also show interest, our interest in the role. It's important also to get our career plan ready and absolutely defined. It's kind of a SWOT analysis, like Kerrie was saying. It's completely clear what are our strengths. That will help us, because it's not a lie that many companies use these typical questions like, what is your weaknesses? What are your weaknesses? So for these questions, for instance, we can get a bit of preparation in advance. So I would say, for example, in this question, it's important to show, no, go with a cliche answer, but give something about you. So, you know what, Excel, I know how to use Excel, but I'm not in advanced level. And I know for this role it's very important. However, I'm actually studying to get advanced level. So showing the recruiter that you know that that's your weakness regarding to this job, but you are doing something to
about it,
just get to the optimal position. So yes, it's very important. Then during the interview, just be yourself, don't panic. It's difficult, particularly when you're having the first experience in your first interview. And if you do so, it doesn't matter either, because the other person is a human being. So it's important to say, like, I need just 2 minutes to calm down, or I need a glass of water. It's better to show your human side instead of just
100%, of course.
Panic attack.
And really valuable. It sounds obvious, like be yourself, like relax and just put yourself out there. But it's the fundamentals. If you have a whole thing rehearsed or memorized, or you think that this is what is going to work because it works with somebody else, with somebody else that's, of course, not aligning with who you are, like, being authentic and also being loyal to that defined career path that you have, like, that to show that you really know where you're going, like who you are and where you're going to, right?
Exactly. And sometimes the nerves can actually to us commit the different mistakes. So it's important to just be human and self-compassionate with ourselves and say, look, I need just a couple of minutes. So it's absolutely right. But yeah, it's important to listen. That's probably the most important thing when you're in a job interview. Listen carefully the questions to be able to reply in the best way possible. And afterwards, it's always important to go for the feedback. Even if you don't get the job, it's important to have the feedback. Because that gives you the preparation for the next opportunity.
Great. Thank you, Sol, for that. I think that afterwards we can also share some actionable tools via comments, because our time is up. And I want to thank you and thank Kerrie for that. If you think that you can add something together about, what's happening next, and for everybody who's listening, like every question that you have, and that's why I always repeat in this type of events, there's no stupid question about anything that we have covered today, or anything that you want us to take a closer look, by just scheduling a one-on-one, meeting with Sol or with Kerrie. Just let us know, or just send us all your questions via comments so we can keep an eye on you, because in the end, we know it's hard. We know it's hard to put yourselves out there and to have that clarity that requires to actually, accomplish your goals, right? So thank you, Sol, for this. And Kerrie, I want to also thank you for this time. Yeah, unfortunately, time is quite short for everything that we have to share, but I think that both of you did an amazing job in showing us how to get that job, how to get everything that we have to do and accomplish. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria, for this time. Amazing. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and I invite you and everybody who's watching to join us in our upcoming events. I'm going to be posting that also through comments. But here we have them. September 29th, we are going to have an International in the Spotlight. This time it's going to be also a Colombian, by the way. What a coincidence. Who's now working in marketing, like, C-level at Hasbro. Yeah. So it's good. We're going to talk about toys and about marketing, about how he made it to also come to the Netherlands. And what is it? What is it? What is that narrative, that story behind the scenes of, being the candidate that is actually brought to the Netherlands to work at this huge company. And then we're going to talk about how to find a job via LinkedIn. So we're going to continue elaborating around LinkedIn, do's, don'ts, best practices, how to actually make your profile stand out for recruiters. And in the end, we have a joint, a co-hosted event with Rotterdam Venture Cafe. So we're going to access to a huge network around Rotterdam and Den Haag to talk about international talent. Yeah, so it's going to be an international talent night. That's it. We'll keep you posted about everything that is happening next. And thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing all of this. I think I need to write a whole post about the recap of this session, but thank you both. So, okay. We say and hasta la vista.
Bye.
Doei doei.